There are a total of 46 items and mobs that you can sell in deadrails, and in my last game, I managed to sell most of them and got more than $4,000. But in today's video, I decided to challenge myself and beat the game without selling anything valuable except for the mobs and the unicorn that I somehow managed to find while playing. Before I started the game, I brought with me some of my friends, Toji, who's a conductor to help us reach towns faster, and Jinthug, who's a vampire to help us find the items. I joined in and quickly packed my safe box. I gave one of my weapons to Toji and then took the first gold bar, stitching it to the train as a lucky charm. Toji started the train while I stayed outside to look for any houses to loot. We spotted a house and some bandits. I quickly jumped out and started shooting while Jinthug distracted them with his knife from London. Then, we headed straight to the sheriff's house. I killed the zombies, but once I looked inside, I found nothing but a couple of junk items and a rifle. We quickly departed on the train and drove a few kilometers, only to spot another house. I quickly jumped out again alongside Jinthug. He kills the zombies inside. Then a dynamite zombie shows up and blows up on my face. Enraged, I called for help. Both of my friends came to the rescue as night fell. They dropped me near the fire while Jinthug grabbed my stuff. Then he healed me up. We kept driving until I spotted a camp. I quickly hopped out, fueled by the moon's power with my werewolf class. As I expected, there were some outlaws. I started killing them one by one. By morning, I had collected their valuables and grabbed their corpses as well. Then, I went back to the train and dropped all the loot. Jinthug was driving, and we reached the first town. With only 42 bullets left, I started shooting while Jinthug took care of the rest. We opened the vault after clearing the whole town and began collecting the valuables. I went back to stitch the valuables, but as I did so, Jinthug started flying out of nowhere. I swear to God, these vampires are the wildest people. At the fortress, I collected the outlaws, but as night fell, a werewolf knight started picking up those dead bums and sold them off. Then, I sold the outlaws. With 130 bucks, I felt so rich. Finally, some money to buy supplies. I got myself one snake oil, a bandage, some coal, and a dynamite. And I went back to the infamous 20 bucks until I asked Toji for his money because I needed ammo. Now that I had enough, the train started moving until we spotted another sheriff's house. Jinthug quickly jumped out to check it, but sadly, he found nothing. He came back and started driving, but Toji fell behind. Jinthug went back to escort him to the train. While driving, night fell, and we spotted another house. Again, it was nothing. Disappointed, I returned to the train and started driving all the way to the next town. We began fighting the zombies, and during the battle, I checked the houses only to find nothing. So, I went back and opened the vault while Jinthug cleared the town. I collected all the valuables inside the vault. As I walked outside, night fell, so I quickly ran to the train, dropped all my valuables, and went back to collect the rest. I got jumped, but I killed the attackers swiftly and gathered the remaining valuables. While leaving the town, I expected Toji to do his job and prepare the train, but instead, he was AFK. I protected him from the zombies, killed them all, and then started the train. While driving, Jinthug said, "Stop for Sterling." So we quickly jumped out as the sun rose. I rushed into the vault for the code. I found number 1, then number 2. Jinthug collected the rest in the cave. I went to check on him, and as I walked, I spotted 2 silver nuggets. I moved closer to grab them, but suddenly got struck from behind. I started shooting back, only for the dynamite zombie to explode on me. God bless fucking America. Jinthug tried to heal me, but got chased by the bombs. I thought he was done for, but then he came back and saved me. What a real hero. Filled with rage like Doom Guy, I searched for my safe box, only to be shocked that it was stuck in the wall. Without a weapon to defend myself, I started collecting whatever valuables I could find, ready to leave with the vault code. Night fell, bringing the menace of werewolves. With no weapons, I had no choice but to run. Jinthug wanted to open the vault, but he quickly changed his mind. I hopped into the train without looking back and kept driving, and I started to see the fortress. Full of happiness, I jumped from the train, even though it wasn't fully stopped. Finally, a safe land, free from all the monsters outside. It was a new morning. We had gotten a bunch of valuables, including the jade mask and the jade sword. I fueled the train and stitched the jade mask as a protection charm, hoping it would keep the monsters away. While driving, we spotted a medic house. Jinthug went to check it out, and as we waited for him, suddenly a dynamite appeared in the train. We miraculously survived it, only to realize Jinthug had thrown it. At that point, I realized he had changed, probably because of the Sterling Vault. Night fell again as we spotted another house. I quickly jumped out to check it for valuables. There were many zombies, but I wasn't afraid. As I kept fighting them, the train started to move. I yelled for them to stop and then climbed back on, managing to protect Toji. Jinthug stopped near the town, but with no ammo, I had to keep my distance. There were too many enemies, even for Jinthug, until he suddenly screamed, "Run!" I quickly ran to the train before losing my powers to the sunlight. I kept driving, knowing they were both dead. Could I survive this challenge? Was it even possible to beat deadrails without selling any valuables? Those were my thoughts, until I spotted a unicorn, a horse so magical that selling it could let me beat the whole game. I started shooting, but my bullets ran out, so I chased it, even though I was slow in the morning. Finally, I caught up and struck it with my only weapon, only to realize it didn't die. When the odds were against me, I find Toji somehow reached the train, so I go back for Jinthug. But as I get closer to him, I realize he's surrounded by a zombie gang. Carefully, I try to sneak among them like Batman, but they catch up and start chasing me. I fight back, and one of them becomes my friend. I quickly run back to Jinthug and open his box. Suddenly, I start walking fast, realizing it was night. I hurry back to Jinthug, but they start jumping me. A dynamite zombie explodes, and night fully falls. I embrace the darkness, pack the rifle, and kill them all. Then I heal up Jinthug, and we quickly run back to the train and start driving. As sun rises, our fuel almost runs out, and I spot some outlaws from afar. I quickly give Jinthug his rifle, and we both head toward the outlaws. But as I try to kill one of them, I end up killing the horse instead, and the outlaw kills me. Jinthug retreats, kills the outlaw near the train, then comes back to pick me up and stitches me up on the train. Night falls again, and Jinthug picks up the coals and starts driving into the fortress. He heals me up, and just when I think we're ready to continue, he apologizes. He used a gold bar to heal me, which means we've lost the challenge. If you've made it this far into the video, comment your username below because I'll be gifting a train to a random comment. And maybe hit that like button